Hello, my name is Gil Zilkha. Welcome to my channel. This is my series entitled Essential Classical Music, where we look at the best recordings of the major classical music works. This video is taken out of my larger video covering the major symphonies. If you enjoy this, I hope you'll go over and look at that larger one. Just know that you don't have to watch it all in one big gulp. It is divided into chapters. It's real easy to just click through and choose whichever symphony that you're curious about. So I hope you enjoy it. Antonin Dvořák was a Czech composer who was kind of similar to Brahms, late Romantic, mid to late Romantic, very colorful. He also kind of used these themes that are bohemian. And his Seventh Symphony is the first one I'm going to discuss. And actually, this one has been thought of as sort of a Brahmsian like symphony. Very, very tuneful, a lot of fun. And the recording that I recommend for this one it comes from a complete cycle, and this one is from Nime Järvi with the Scottish National Orchestra. This is a digital recording from 1986, and the reason I recommend this one is there's just this there's this lushness to it, this beautiful sound, and this sort of spontaneity. It just has this way of, to me, it sells me on the work unlike any other. There's a little bit of a darkness to it, and that's what I like about it. Not the only way to perform it, but for me it works. A slightly maybe different way of doing it is this one. It's a little bit more sparkling, a little bit more incisive, and very dramatic. This is from Carlos Paita. Sort of an obscure conductor among recordings. In fact, this is issued on his own label called Lodia. This is a 1982 digital recording, and it's just really exciting. So that's another way to hear it. For a recording from a little further back, although sounding pretty good, we have Pierre Monteux. And this is a wonderful interpretation. This is with the London Symphony. It was recorded in 1959, I believe. And it's kind of ironic that I mentioned this as being sort of a Brahmsian-like symphony, because Monteux was an excellent Brahmsian. And this shares a lot of the same qualities with his great Brahms Second. It's just very... very, very beautiful, this kind of sunny atmosphere, very eloquent, and you can't go wrong with this one. And the playing is beautiful, and the sound quality is not bad for 1962. However, I have to mention this historical recording from way back in 1938, I think. This is from the Czech conductor Václav Talich with the Czech Philharmonic, and this is just exciting as hell. I mean, they just play this like to the manner born. It's got this spontaneity about it, like almost like they performed it a million times, and they're just having a blast with it. Of course it's not the best sound quality. It's very limited, being from the 1930s. But if you love the Dvořák Seventh, you really should hear Talich. So that's the Dvořák Seventh. Now we go to the Eighth, which again is another symphony of Dvořák that's just colorful, has wonderful tunes, great atmosphere. And my favorite recording for this one is Sir John Barbaroli with the Halle Orchestra. This is from 1957. It's not the best sound quality, but it's pretty good stereo. And the reason I choose this one is, and this is true of so much of Barbaroli, who we're going to hear a lot more about Barbaroli as we go on, it's the character of this. Barbaroli was a very passionate conductor. There's a great video of him rehearsing the beginning of that scherzo from the Bruckner Seventh, the one that goes bum 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 bum, and he just keeps having them do it again and again and again and again. It's not because he wants them to be more technically accurate. He's talking about the character of how they're playing it. That's what for him what he wanted to be precise about. And this Dvořák eighth is just so atmospheric. It sounds like you've been transported to Bohemia. There's that wonderful third movement, and it's just beautiful. Also really exciting. Now, another great recording of the eighth that is very exciting and better recorded is Raphael Kubelik, Czech conductor who did a complete Dvořák cycle, definitely one of the best Dvořák cycles, along with his fellow, István Kertesz, his fellow, I say Dvořák specialist, but actually Kertesz was Hungarian, not Czech. That cycle is with the London Symphony. This one is with the Berlin Philharmonic. And it's a 1966 recording, very exciting, wonderfully played, and Kubelik just really understood Dvořák so well. So this is also a great eighth, as is the version from Karajan. Oh, let me find that one again. I did that one earlier. Here it is. Coupled with a Brahms third, with the Vienna Philharmonic from 1961. And this is one of Karajan's best early recordings, where it's just supremely dramatic, very lush, beautifully phrased. The recording quality is fantastic. The playing the Vienna Philharmonic is fantastic. And if you love the Dvořák eighth, you're going to love this version. And then finally, I go back once again to Talich. Once again, if you want to hear a idiomatic Czech performance that just sounds so natural, like they've been playing this forever, and has wonderful character, spontaneity, and excitement. Talich is the one I'd go for. If you want a historical version, this one dates from 1935, definitely limited sound, so it's not going to be your only one. All right, now on to the ninth, Dvořák's definitely his most popular work. I tend to agree that it's his masterpiece, and that's the Ninth Symphony, the New World Symphony it was called. And obviously the most famous thing about it, especially if people who are newbies to classical music, is that second movement with the cor anglais. Bum, 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 bum. Anyways, for this one, my top choice is from István Kertesz, who we just mentioned. But this one is actually his Vienna Philharmonic recording, not the one from the complete cycle. This is the one from 1961. And it's just got a beautiful atmosphere about it, a beautiful feeling of occasion. Very exciting, very characterful, very, very, very charming. This is one that I just think if you want a Dvořák ninth that just captures the feeling and the character of the piece, this is the one that I recommend first. However, there are many other great recordings of this wonderful piece. One of them is the one I just mentioned, Raphael Kubelik with the Berlin Philharmonic. This was recorded in 1972, beautifully played, wonderfully recorded, and Kubelik just knew all the spots to hit in this music. Another very well played and recorded version, and very dramatic, is Kirill Kondrashin, Russian conductor. This is with the Vienna Philharmonic. This is recorded in 1979. It's an early digital version. And aside from the recording quality, which is wonderful, this one just has great character and great excitement. That last movement is one of the best in all of the symphonic repertoire, right? And this one is just a thrill. Another one that is this time from a Czech conductor who was also a Dvořák specialist, Karel Anšel. This is with the Czech Philharmonic. And I hate to use this overused word, but it is idiomatic. It just sounds, it has all this character that's irreplaceable with a Czech conductor and an orchestra. And the recording quality, it's a 1961 stereo recording. Still sounds really good. The Czech Philharmonic, it had this particular sound. that even with an older recording, comes across. It's got this vibrancy to it that is unmistakable. And for the Dvořák, you're definitely going to want to at least hear this one. Another vintage recording, and this one is with the Berlin Philharmonic, is from Ferenc Fricsay. Fricsay, we discussed him with the Beethoven Ninth. This is a really dramatic, almost kind of like a dark, menacing version. Fricsay was such an emotional conductor. Unfortunately, he died fairly young. I think he died in like 1962. So we should have had more from him. But what we do have from him is wonderful, and this is a great example of it. But finally, I want to mention one more version. This is from 1954. Václav Talich, again, Talich with the Czech Philharmonic. However, this one is in really good sound. It's even good sound for 1954, despite the fact that it's mono. To me, this is the Desert Island Dvořák Ninth. This is the one that has all, it's just paced just right. It has that character, that unique Czech character that just sounds right from the beginning. And despite not being, a digital recording, it's still the one that I get the most pleasure from, and just so exciting, that final movement. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I hope you'll also take time to click the like and subscribe buttons. And with that, I want to wish you all a great day and happy listening.